After a powerful rally, the US markets took a breather. The S&P 500 fell by 2.61% and Nasdaq 100 slipped by 2.39% in the last week. But is this just a short-term pullback or a sign of something deeper? Let's take a closer look at price action, sentiment indicators, and macro triggers to decode what's really going on. Let's begin. Weekly price action overview. On the surface, the drop might seem concerning, but when we break it down, it tells the story of momentary exhaustion, not a panicky situation. Both indices opened with a gap down on the final session of the week, but what's important is there was no follow through, which lagged the continued selling pressure, may indicate that the correction is getting tired. The typical behavior seen when the profit booking happens after a strong rally. The broader uptrend remains intact, but we will discuss on the charts how the S&P 500 has now slipped below the SMA 125, which can act as a momentum gauge. Sentiment snapshot, conflicting signals. Now here is where it gets interesting. The sentiment indicators are diverging. The fear and greed index is still reads 64, firmly in the greed zone. But when we look at the put call ratio, 5-day average, which sits at 0.72, indicating a rise in caution among the market participants. So while the surface sentiment looks optimistic, the derivative data tells us that the traders are starting to hedge against downside risk. This contradiction often happens at the turning points or before volatility expansion. VIX surges, but context is important. The VIX, often called a fear index, is spiked by 29.16% this week, which could normally raise alarms. But here is a context. The VIX has dropped 70% from its peak in last 6 weeks. So a bounce here doesn't necessarily mean panic. It may just be a volatility normalization. Also, the VIX still remains below 50-day average, which technically keeps it in the neutral to low fear territory. Macro trigger: Trump trade war and bond yields. On the macro front, there is a renewed concern from geopolitics. President Donald Trump ramped up trade tensions with Europe, which added to the risk of tone. As CNBC reported, this led to a retreat in Treasury yields. 10-year bond yield fell to 4.509%. The 2-year yield edged down to 3.993%. This pullback in yields typically signals a shift towards safety, possibly institutions hedging geopolitical risk. So here is where we stand. We got the mixed sentiment, price pullbacks without follow-through, and a rising VIX, all happening while global macro noises returns. Before we jump to the charts, a quick reminder. Technical analysis is a tool, not a promise. No outcome is guaranteed. Use risk management and discretion before acting. Let's now go to the charts and start doing our technical analysis, understand the price action on the price chart of S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100. Before we analyze S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100, let us have a look to volatility index VIX against S&P 500. This is a weekly price chart. In the last week, the volatility surged by 29.16%. Is this alarming? Absolutely not, in my opinion, friends, because in prior 6 weeks, there was a significant drop in the volatility by over 70%. And now this is the normal range of volatility index in S&P 500. Now, what is important is, yes, this area, when it gapped up and it went past 45 level, that was certainly alarming because this is a abnormal kind of volatility, but it did not sustain and immediately VIX receded. Now, this is the price chart of S&P 500 index in weekly time frame. Index fell by 2.61% on a week-on-week basis and finally closed at 5,802.82. If you look at the candlestick pattern, yes, there was a gap down opening in the market, but there is a significant support levels based on price action. There is an existence of a gap over here, and this area earlier acted as a support area. This is the area of resistance. So 5,620 to 5,720 is an important demand area. So even if the correction takes place, this is an important area. If you do the retracement analysis of the prior impulsive wave, 5,620 coincides with 38.2% retracement level, which happens to be the derivative of golden ratio, and there is a dynamic support of EMA 55 and EMA 21 in this zone. So I don't see that S&P 500 even during this correction may fall below 5,600 level. Where is the resistance? This is the area where the price got rejected multiple times, and this is the area of consolidation. So 6,000 to 6,100 is an important resistance level. But what happens? It gives a breakout of 6,000 to 6,100 supply area. Its potential next target, considering the upcoming cup and handle pattern, could be to 6,960 level, which is significantly higher than the current level. Let us look at the daily price chart. What we can see, there was a gap down opening over here, but there was no follow through. Here there is a consolidation which coincides with the demand area that we have discussed, and there are multiple moving averages like SMA 233, EMA 21 and EMA 55. So I don't see much correction is left, especially because 5,720 is the immediate gap over here. This is the weekly chart of Nasdaq 100 index. This index fell by 2.39% in the last week and finally closed at 20,915.65. Here too, there was a massive impulse and the correction is not very severe. There is a small body candlestick pattern, a kind of inside bar, not exactly, but a kind of inside bar. So if you look at the price action, there is an existence of a gap over here, and there is a confluence of EMA 21 and volume weighted moving average 21 period. So this zone 19,900 to 20,249 is the immediate demand area. From where 19,900 has come, if you take the retracement level of this impulsive wave, that is the immediate prior impulsive wave, 19,900 coincide with 38.2% retracement level, which should act as a good support. Look at the daily price chart. This area is the area of resistance because the multiple time price got rejected. So 21,600 to 22,100 is the immediate supply area from where this minor correction has started. But there is a good support. Multiple moving averages like EMA 21, SMA 144, SMA 200, SMA 233, EMA 55, all are existing over here. So this zone is a very good demand area that we discussed on the weekly price chart. So overall structure is still bullish. The trend remains intact despite of the minor correction. So while the market dipped this week, the overall trend still holds. And as always, it is the charts that guide us. If you want to master technical analysis and become a more confident trader, start learning with my free tutorial Zero to Hero playlist. The link is given in the description below. Keep learning, stay disciplined, and I'll see you in the next video.